Folks, you're going to believe Elvis lives when you listen to this next interview with Johnny Harra. He's an Elvis impersonator, and he is uncanny. Don?
When I went to interview Johnny Harra, I wasn't quite prepared for what I was to see and to hear. I knew he was an Elvis impersonator, but there are lots of Elvis impersonators. When I walked in the room and I saw this man, I couldn't believe my eyes. When he started to speak, I took a deep breath. Listen, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, Johnny, this will be your second big concert in Dallas in what, about the last couple of years, right?
No, so it's been about 8 months, 6 months, something like that.
You were at the Windmill Dinner Theater before.
Yes, sir, it was.
And this was after Presley's death, too, was it not?
Yes, sir, it was. I had to say everything was in Dallas. It was after Elvis' death. Well, of course, I was booked here when Elvis was with us. I was booked here to sing at the Holiday Inn in Irving, Texas. But as I was preparing myself to go on and getting ready, the news break came on the radio, which I went into shock. I couldn't believe it, like millions of others. And after still loving a man that is no longer with us, and it was a tremendous loss to millions of people. It was just a loss to me because I've been singing Elvis music all my life since I was a little boy.
You've been a great admirer of Elvis since you were a child, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I have.
And your father, I believe, was a minister, is that right?
Yes, sir. My brother's a minister now.
Brother's a preacher, too, right? Gene told me that. Huh? How do they feel about you performing in show business and doing the things that Elvis did?
It's all right, because they know that I'm a God-fearing man. They know that I love Jesus, and they know that the only thing I say is that I leave things in God's hands. One thing I didn't tell the press is that I really truly believe that, and if anything happens to me, I believe that there's a reason for everything. I believe it because I used to stutter where I couldn't pronounce my own name, and God healed me in Oral Roberts' tent. My dad used to preach with Oral Roberts, and so I very much believe in God, and I believe that if anything develops, if anything happens to, I believe that He has said it there, just like He sets everybody of what they do, and it's really hard to explain. I couldn't explain the way that things are really happening, but different parts of my life, like I didn't tell it, but I don't like to use the word bragging or anything like that, because I want people to be their own judge. But
sure,
but I want them to know that different things in my life, like I was married 1 month before Elvis did in '67. On the same day, the same time. The next month, Elvis got married. Now, as people saying that I've been following Elvis all my life, I'd have waited until after Elvis got married before I got married, if that was the case. But I had no idea Elvis was getting married, and I got married 1 month before, the same day and the same time with the Justice of the Peace. It just, what do you call it?
Coincidence.
That's coincidental that it all happened that way. Just like I played the Cotton Bowl. It was 11 years later that 11 years before me, Elvis played the Cotton Bowl. The same time, the same amount of people. Just different things. Like a month before Elvis left us, I bought a motor home, and on the motor home it said 1954 on the license plate. 1 month before, the 16th, and then the 16th the next month. I can't explain it. And then in the Elvis book, My Life with Elvis by Becky.
Yes.
On page 54, there's a big paragraph in there about me. Page 54. I mean, if you put all this together, but think we were crazy, but I'm just telling you that that's the.
Well, sometimes the Lord works.
Yeah, that's it. You said it right there.
Works in mysterious ways.
Exactly.
And I think.
So I think there's a reason, because God knows that I wanted to stop. I tried to stop because, and not to lose my own. I know that there's never going to be another Elvis. I know who I am. I know that what I'm doing is just to make people happy. I'm hoping that it's making them happy, not sad. not to think that I'm trying to take over or anything like that, because no one's going to take over. Not me, not Joe or George or anybody else that's doing what I'm doing. It's just, if people do it right and they do it in a very respectable way, I don't care who it is, because there's never going to be somebody else, but they'll go a long ways.
When you were younger and your father was ministering, did you participate in like youth revivals and things like this, or did your denomination have that kind of thing? You know what I mean, like tent services or things like this?
Yes, sir. My dad preached before Roberts. Is that what you mean, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. He preached before Roberts in the tent revival meeting, and this is to show what I'm telling here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. I always bring proof with me. I don't want people to think I don't like lying, and God don't like lying, and I don't like to tell lies, because if you tell lies, you just have to tell them and cover another one up.
That's true.
And I learned that. That's right. And one thing my mother always told me, and which I tell the people in my audience, it's my slogan. If you can't say something nice about somebody, then don't say nothing at all. My mother always told me that, and it's just. And then my slogan, Elvis had one called "Taking Care of Business." Mine is "Get It Together," G-I-T. G-T. Get it, G-I-T. Yeah, get it together, and with two lightning bolts down instead of Elvis has one. I have two down, and I follow that myself, and that's what we're trying to do, is get it together. And once we get it together, then, but no matter how much you try, you don't always get it all together all at once. It takes time, and that's some time and practice and everything else. I hope I didn't. That question you asked me about. What was that question again, Father?
What I was interested in your religious background, because I think it's important that you have convictions about what you're doing and what the Lord is opening up for you to do. And I was just curious if you had maybe sung in church services or in a choir this type.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My dad was a minister. I used to. In fact, when I was a little boy, I used to preach. I used my dad's pulpit. I wanted to be a minister myself. And that's after I was healed. I was preaching with my dad's old pulpit in the basement. And I don't know. I just I strongly believe that, and that if anything, I could keep repeating it, but anything that happens, I believe there's the will, God's will for it to happen. There's reasons for everything, but I can't. Just like you said before, you can't. I'm not a what do you call it, a prediction or to predict what's going to happen. I just live in His hands, like it's like this place here now. God must have spoke to the man that runs this place. Now, I know money brings in a lot of things. Okay, we know that. But if the man was set on not having me in here, then that's the way it was going to be. But I believe if God either talked to him or he had a second turnaround of heart, or you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say.
Sure.
There's reason for everything, for like the press meeting, like Channel 8 being here, and for you, sir. I don't know what the reasons are. A lot of people are curious, to find out what is this guy like. Is he, what kind of person is he? Is he thinks he's Elvis? A lot of people come out for that. Then a lot of people come out because they feel that they were sent here by some, I don't know. It might sound kind of stupid.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm trying to say that that's when I get back to, I believe in God, and I believe that things that, I'm not trying to say I'm a Jesus freak or anything like that. I'm saying in my own way of faith, my own way I feel inside, that everything that's happened, there's a reason for it.
Well, I have to feel the same way about what I do.
Because we all know that how much Elvis is loved, and we all know that for him going, that God called him for a reason. And to have me, and just like you said, there's 600 other Elvis impersonators. And so then saying I'm the best, I would never tell nobody I'm the best. I leave that up to the people in their own personality mind to think what they want to think. And if they want to think that, that's fine. But I will never sit on no TV or no radio station say, I'm the best there is. Never. I don't believe in that. I believe that the best, the very best is no longer with us. That was Elvis himself. And there could be people that are doing it, but there's nobody really best because the only one is already gone. Does that make any sense to you, what I'm trying to say?
Are you working with the Jordanaires now? Did I hear you say earlier that they're...
No, I'm not working with the Jordanaires. I recorded with the Jordanaires, and I'm very happy they recorded with me in the song Love Me Up and Like You, and they did a beautiful job on it. I can't wait. I wish I would have brought the tape with me. I just wish I would have brought it.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that.
It'll be out this week, sir.
And what about Colonel Tom Parker? Have you had any conversation with him since Elvis's death?
No, sir. He just looked up at me, smiled, and I walked away. I don't try to pull myself on nobody that's higher up. A lot of the stars, like, you know, let me meet this guy because let me have my picture with this one guy. I met a lot of stars in Las Vegas, and without my picture being taken, because I don't go there to say, well, let my picture taken with you because, you know, I go there because I want to be their friend, and if they want me to be their friend, not to say, well, look at me, I'm with Mick Davis, here I am with this star, here I am with this star. This is something I didn't want to do in Las Vegas. I'm not bragging about it. I'm not trying to, you don't have...
I understand.
This is a writing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned that. I just like when I do shows for handicapped people. I don't like to say, well, Channel 8, come out here because I'm going to do this thing for this handicapped person. You know, come out here and catch a story, or I'm going to run and visit the handicapped people. I just go out and do it. I won't tell nobody I'm going to go do it. I'll just go do it because it's the way I feel inside. That's one thing that I'm very proud of. That I don't. And if I find out that any part of my management has done it, I'll cancel that day. I'll go the next day because that's just the way I feel. If that makes, I mean, if people find out about it, fine, but not through me. Not for me to call 2 hours ahead and say, well, if you understand what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to say, well, I'm going to go out here to this home out here, and if you want a story on it, and, you know, come on out here. But that's not the way I am. I'll go out on my own. Okay.
You need him to? Yeah. Okay, let me just ask you a couple more quick questions.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
We'll wind it up. I'd like to know a little bit more about the Las Vegas engagement. That's like for a 3-year contract.
Yeah, they said $6 million. I'll be very honest with you. And like I said, I won't lie to you. It's a bunch of hype. I'll be honest with you, it's hype.
Yeah.
And it's coming from me, and I don't care if you put it in paper or not, wherever you put it in there, it's hype. It's a bunch of, it's not right. It might develop to that, up to $6 million, but I can't see how it can.
But it is for a 3-year period?
Yeah, yes sir, that is true. I did sign it, 3-year period. And Silverbird Hotel in Las Vegas, and they're building it up, and it's a big place now. It's the sign itself is 29 stories high. It's the biggest one in Las Vegas. You won't find another hotel like it in the world. It is the most beautiful hotel now in Las Vegas. It's called the Silverbird, and it's owned by Major Riddle. And it's really unreal.
When will you be back?
It's breathtaking. I'm hoping to be there for the opening. Major Riddle wants me to cut the ribbon to the doors.
Which will be when?
In June.